yo, what's up everybody? It's B Militant. Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host here on the Redskins review. And you guys, get ready. It's going to be a long video, man. We're going to go over, you know, all the stuff we did on the offseason, all the new people we got, all the people we reacquired. We're going to go through the draft stuff, so get ready. But first and foremost, I got to give a huge shout out to everyone who came over to the Rabbit website and watched the You Like That game with me, man. It was a good time, man. On the offseason, you know, we got to make up some stuff to do. And I understand watching an old football game might not be everybody's thing, but, you know, it's fun, man. You know, it gets us back into that football atmosphere, and we get to, you know, we were watching the You Like That game, the biggest comeback in history. You know, it was fun now watching it while it wasn't happening, and the whole beginning of the beginning of the game where we were getting our ass kicked, we're just sitting there laughing the whole time because we know it's going to happen. BFG came through too, so thanks for showing up, man. I appreciate it. But it was really fun, man. We had about 7 people or so, I'd say, just sitting there kicking it, talking to each other, you know, talking about the game, talking about everything we're going to talk in this video about, you know, the offseason and everything. So let's jump right into it, man. And first things first, we have to start this video off with some negative shit, man. And I wish we didn't have to, but Junior Gallette, man. How many times are we going to give this man a chance? How many times are we going to give Junior Gallette a chance, man? If you don't know, he was arrested because he went to a concert and got in a fight with somebody, and then he ran away from the cops or something like that. The last time I remember seeing Junior Gallette was him saying, "Oh, thank you to the Redskins organization for giving me another chance, and, you know, I really appreciate it. I can't wait to get out on the field," and this or that. And this the third time we gave this guy a chance, and then now he's slapping us in the face. I mean, come on, man. You're done. Junior Gallette's done, dude. I better not hear that he's even going to be a part of the team, man. He's done, dude. I hate, that's one thing that I hate in life. Someone who gets a second chance, or a third chance in this case, I'm pretty sure, and you go out and you do stupid shit. I'm tired of not just that, but like people always say, "Oh, you know, there's these guys who are in the NFL or whatever. They're just humans, you know. They're just human beings or whatever, and they make mistakes too." Yeah, they make mistakes too, but also you have to realize these people are in the public eye. These guys should be role models, model citizens to children. They should be role models to children, and they can't even keep their hands to themselves and stuff. I'm so tired of it, man. It's not just even Junior Gallette. It's through the entire NFL. I'm tired of that shit. You know, sure, can some of these guys be explosive players or whatever? I don't care if they cannot be a model citizen here in this country. They don't deserve money that they're getting, and they don't deserve the respect and everything. They don't deserve to be on a team. Get rid of them, man. Junior Gallette, dude, you had your chance. Get out of here, dude. I'm done with him. But let's move on to it. Now, when we're talking about the offseason and stuff like that, I'm not going to have to sit here and explain to you the losses that we took. I'm not going to sit here and talk to you about all the people we lost. You guys already know that. I'm sure you guys have already understand that. But let's get into some of the... We're going to go over the new signings and the people that we re-signed. And I'm going to try to give all these moves a grade. So if you just want a short lowdown of how this offseason went, not good, dude. Not good. I am not happy with what's going on here. But let's start off here, and I'm gonna lump these two individuals together, and that is Stacy McGee and Terrell McClain. Stacy McGee, we're paying him $25 million. Terrell McClain is worth $21 million. Now, this is typical Redskins. This is typical Redskins shit that we see every single offseason. We're overpaying for these guys who are just screaming at us that they're going to underachieve. This Stacy McGee and Terrell McClain signings, this just screams to me stuff like Stephen Paya. This screams to me Stephen Paya all over again. You know, just getting these guys who are just like, they're just going to scream that they're not going to be who we are paying them to be. And I think what Stacy McGee, I'm pretty sure he is making $1 million less than Chris Baker is down in on the Buccaneers in Tampa Bay down there. We got rid of Chris Baker over like $1 million. Over $1 million. We got rid of Chris Baker, a guy who we know, for these guys who are just screaming like, what's going on? Why are we doing this? I give both of these signings, I'm gonna group these guys together, C-. C- for Stacey McGee and Terrell McClain. But let's switch the gears here. You guys know in one of my last videos, the "We Are What They Say We Are" video. You guys know how down I was in that video and everything. But I think for a lot of us Redskins fans, I think this next signing, it really kind of boosted our morale some. And that is, of course, the Terrell Pryor signing for 1 year, $8 million. I don't think all that's guaranteed. Now, we lost our weapons, man. You guys know who I'm talking about. We lost our weapons, but we go out and we get Terrell Pryor. I kind of like that it's a 1 year deal because we don't know who Terrell Pryor really is. Sure, I like the fact that he played with nobody quarterbacks over at the Browns and still balled out, but we don't know if he's going to be what Pierre Garçon was on third down in crunch time when we need someone to have automatic hands. I don't know if Terrell Pryor is going to be that, so there's still question marks there. Obviously, a lot of us are pretty happy that we got Terrell Pryor. I'm not going to bash the move a whole lot. I give Terrell Pryor signing a solid B. And then we have to move on to the next one, which is another signing that I really like. And that is Brian Quick. Now, Brian Quick, we signed him for 1 year, bare minimum money, less than $1 million. This guy might not even make the roster, and he has some injury concerns. But, you guys, I like the signing, man. I mean, this is another one of those good prove-it deals. This guy is coming in, he can perform. Hopefully, what we're doing here is, just as we're sitting here mocking the Redskins organization and just sitting here going, oh my God, they don't know what they're doing, then it's just crazy because they come back here and then they make these two signings where it's just like, hold on, does somebody at the Redskins actually have some idea of what's going on? Because let me put it to you this way. Last year, what did we suck at? We sucked in the red zone on offense. We sucked at scoring points when we should have scored points in the red zone. So now we come back here and we signed Terrell Pryor and Brian Quick, two really tall, big-bodied wide receivers, and it's just like we're sitting here trying to get better in the red zone by signing these guys, and it makes sense. But it's just like, through all the bullshit and negative stuff that we just went through, I can't sit here and give the Redskins organization too much credit for sitting here and putting this idea together, going, hey, let's go out and get two bigger wide receivers to help us in the red zone. I can't give them too much credit for that. You know what I mean? I really like the Brian Quick signing. I think, I think if I had to give him a grade as a player, I'm going to have to give him a C. But for this offseason, I'm going to give the signing for Brian Quick another B. I think that he has potential, and I think that, he comes in on a 1 year deal, has a lot to prove to us. I think that can only be a plus, man. So I'm going to give that signing a B. I like the signing. I really do. And then, you guys, I have to be completely honest with you guys. I guess I'm kind of ignorant to this fact or whatever, but to be honest with you guys, man, the next signing, Zach Brown, I didn't know who the hell Zach Brown was until we signed him, man. Like, just to be honest with you guys, I mean, that might show a little bit of how, like, ignorant I am to some other players around the league. But to be honest, I didn't know who Zach Brown was, man. But after we signed him and I looked up a lot of information about him, ESPN or something, they had him ranked 30th out of 150 free agents that they ranked. So he has a pretty high worth. I think he had, a lot of people are giving him compliments and stuff like that. And, I'm glad he's here. I think he's probably pretty much everyone can agree he's probably an instant upgrade at linebacker for us. But here's the thing. Zach Brown, he also had like the second most tackles in the NFL last season. But here's the thing: he played 3 seasons with the Titans, I believe, and it didn't really seem like he did shit. And then he played 1 good season last year. So we signed him on a 1-year deal for $3 million. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with signing him for one year. But it's just like, when I sit here and I really analyze these signings, we're signing Zach Brown to a 1-year, $3 million deal. And what is he known for? He's known for being like a good cover linebacker. Now, do I need to remind you guys that just a couple years ago, we got rid of a player who, in my eyes, from watching all the tape on highlights and stuff like that on YouTube of Zach Brown, when I sit there and I look at him play, I'm sitting here looking at and remembering a player that I really liked that we used to have. Sure, was he perfect? No. But I feel like he fills all the same roles that Zach Brown does. And of course, I'm talking about Keenan Robinson. Keenan Robinson, a fast linebacker. Sure, did he have some problems, filling his running fits or whatever? Sure. But in coverage on 3rd downs and stuff like that, Keenan Robinson was beast, dude. I loved Keenan Robinson, and we basically threw him out of here. And then now we're going and signing Zach Brown, and everyone's super high on it. I just feel like if we just kept Keenan Robinson, we don't have to go out and do this. So Zach Brown, gonna have to give it another B. Nothing. We'll see. I mean, I like it. I like it because it's another prove it thing, and I think the guy has some talent. But we need to see what he can do, and we will see. Now, the next guy, DJ Swearinger. You guys, a while back on the video that I made, the "We Are What People Say We Are" video, I was talking to someone in the comments down below on that video, and people were trying to cheer me up, and they were saying, "Hey, we got DJ Swearinger. We're doing some things right. We got DJ Swearinger." And I sat there and I tried to talk to that person and convince them, you know what I see in DJ Swearinger and in this pick, or not in the pick, but in signing DJ Swearinger? I see this as getting Brandon Merriweather back. Honestly, we just got Brandon Merriweather back. And you know what's really I have to take a break here for this. Just funny though, is I made that comparison to DJ Swearinger as Brandon Merriweather. We're getting Brandon Merriweather back. And then just, a couple days ago, I watched the Louis T, his video about the Redskins offseason and everything, and I just had to laugh out loud when I saw this. But Louis T, when he talked about DJ Swearinger, he said, "Oh, DJ Swearinger, I don't know why a lot of Redskins fans are so happy about this pick. This screams Brandon Merriweather 2.0 or whatever." And I just laughed out loud, dude, because am I sitting here saying that Louis T went to my video and went into the comments and read me talking to some people in the comments and saw my comparison of DJ Swearinger with Brandon Merriweather? Absolutely not. That's not what I'm saying. What I am saying is me and Louis T, we're on the same goddamn page. We're on the same page. We looked at this signing and we just made the same exact comparison. Just we got Brandon Merriweather back. We got a guy who might hit some people and make some people afraid of coming over the middle or something like that. But dude, he's gonna get a lot of penalties. I don't know if he's gonna be that good in coverage. He played on 2 really good defenses, and I don't think he really did that much, man, to be honest with you. He was on the Texans. I think, if anything, he got his ass kicked over on the Texans, man. He didn't do a whole lot. And then he went over last year to the Cardinals, where he was playing against other like Pro Bowl safeties. So like he was surrounded by really good talent over there. Am I wrong? I hope I'm wrong. I hope DJ Swearinger comes in here and it just demolishes people, and he's badass, and he's the best safety the Redskins have ever had. I hope that's what happens. I hope I'm wrong, but I just don't see me being wrong. Another thing that pisses me off is that DJ Swearinger comes in here and bullies the number 36 from Sua Cravens. Now, in my opinion, Sua Cravens has the best chance of fulfilling Sean Taylor's shoes than DJ Swearinger, a guy who we know who DJ Swearinger is. Sua Cravens has only played pretty well so far in his young career. So I don't like that, DJ Swearinger comes in, I've been in the league for a couple years now, give me that 36. I don't like that shit. But I have to take another break from all this, talking about the whole thing about me and Louis T being on the same goddamn page. I absolutely love that, man. And another thing is I have to give a huge shout out, dude, to all the rest of the Redskins YouTubers, man, because this is something, especially on this offseason, I've recognized this. You guys, we have the Redskins fans, and when you're on YouTube and you're looking up Redskins content, you have really good guys making Redskins content here on YouTube, and I'm really proud of the guys that we have making this content, dude. You look at Louis T. The guy is a workhorse, man. He's making videos not only for the Redskins, but for all of the other teams. He's making all this draft stuff. This guy is a workhorse. He knows everything about any team. He knows everything, dude. He's he's got everything down on lock. A lot of people are gonna go to him and just get all the advice they need. Love Louis T. Burgundy Fly Guy. Here's a guy who's another former player. He knows all the ins and outs of the X's and O's. Whenever I watch him, I always come away with something that I learned, just being somewhat of an average fan of the game of football. There's a lot of stuff of the X's and O's that I don't know, so I love when he adds in tidbits of, hey, Kirk Cousins threw this interception because the defense he was going against was in this defense, and what that means is this, and he got caught up, and that's why he threw the interception, stuff like that. I love coming away from Burgundy Fly Guy's videos because he goes a little bit more in depth to the X's and O's, and if you're watching this, man, please do that a little bit more. I'm not saying to sit here and give everyone a crash course on football, because that's us being ignorant to the game, but I love coming away from videos like that and learning a little bit more of in-depth of the game. And then we go over to On the Warpath. Here's a guy who, he needs to make some more content, man. If you're watching this, get back on it, dude. I know it's the off-season, but we need something from you. It's been a little while. But here's a guy who, he at the end of the season, he started doing stuff where he live streams while the game's going on. So if you guys want to talk to someone during the game and you want to let your frustration out or something like that, you can go over to his channel and basically watch the game with him and talk to him during the game, celebrate with him during the game, stuff like that. And also, he's just a smart guy. He's a witty guy. He can come up with jokes and stuff on the spot, something I cannot do. But what really I like about him is that this man is a hardcore Redskins fan, and he is just so smart about the Redskins. I was just watching a video with him, and he's just rattling off assistant coaches' names from like decades ago. If you asked me who our assistant coaches were like 4 years ago, I would have a brain fart. Sure, I might be able to figure it out, but this guy is just on the tip, just remembering stuff like that about the Redskins. He is a diehard Redskins fan in and out, and he's smart. He knows everything about the Redskins. So what I'm saying about this is, I'm really glad of who the guys we have out here making Redskins content here on YouTube, because this offseason, I've been looking around at some other fan bases here on YouTube, and you go over there and look, there's people fighting each other. If you look at other fan bases, there's people making smear campaigns against each other, calling each other out, calling each other names, fighting within themselves. They don't know, they can't agree on who to draft. They're just bitching and moaning at each other. It's a bunch of bullshit going on, and drama and drama and drama. So I just have to give a huge shout out to the guys who are making Redskins content. Or we could have someone like EDP, who is the face of the Redskins fan base or whatever. I am so glad of the guys who we have out here making Redskins content, man. It's just a mess in the other neck of the woods. If you go and look at other teams' fan bases and the guys they have making content on YouTube for their team, dude, it's just a shit show. People are just calling each other names. It's getting bad, dude. It's so I'm really thankful, man. And seeing all that stuff, it makes me thankful. So let's get back to the DJ Swearinger pick, man. You know, I hope I'm wrong, dude. I think he can do some things. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think we should be so happy. I've seen so many people really like that signing. I would have rather dished out the money and got Tony Jefferson, but let's move on. Well, I have to go back to the DJ Swearinger pick, or the I keep calling it picks. The DJ Swearinger move. I think I have to give that a C+. Vernon Davis, re-signing him, B. I like it. We need him. Obviously, we all know Jordan Reed could get injured. I feel safe having Vernon Davis come in. Chris Thompson. I like Chris Thompson a lot. I have to give that a B. Chris Thompson is a guy who you guys know I've always been high on, and I've always been trying to get Chris Thompson more carries, especially in the Matt Jones era, where you know, we were kind of shaky. I kept saying over and over, give Chris Thompson the ball on some earlier downs, man. Let's see what he can do. I really like him. He's got some injury concern as well, but I like him a lot. I'll give that move a B. Ziggy Hood, I'll give that a C. I'm just not impressed, man. To me, re-signing him is just because we need some guys. And then, you know, I didn't mention everybody. I didn't mention everyone that we acquired or we re-signed, but there is a big name that is missing from the guys that I mentioned, and he's going to be the last guy that I mentioned, and he is my favorite off-season move. I'll give you, if you guys don't know who I'm talking about yet, if you go through the list of guys that I rattled off, Stacey McGee, Terrell McClain, Terrell Pryor, Brian Quick, Zach Brown, DJ Swearinger, Vernon Davis, Chris Thompson, Ziggy Hood, and you don't know who I did not list yet, you're behind the ball, man. You're behind the curve, because this is my favorite, and I think it's going to be one of the most impactful signings that we made this offseason, and that is, of course, Ty Nsekhe. We re-signed Ty Nsekhe. I think, you know, I don't know the whole specifics, but hopefully everything goes through and we can lock him up for sure. But you guys, I was born in '89, okay? I was around, but I cannot remember the Hogs. I cannot remember the glory days of the Redskins. So I know Redskins football from after that up until this point. And I am not going to sit here and forget how long the offensive line has been a problem for us, man. I cannot sit here and just forget that, dude. So signing Ty Nsekhe, I can sleep at night. I can sleep at night knowing if either tackle spot goes down, we have Ty Nsekhe can step into the game and he can perform at a high level. I can sleep at night. Kirk Cousins is not going to be throwing the ball to Terrell Pryor if we cannot protect him. And Ty Nsekhe is that. He's a guy who could probably start on a lot of other teams. And another thing, talking about Louis T being on the same page, I watched BFG's video just the other day, and one of the very first things he mentioned, so he might not be jumping and raving about the Ty Nsekhe pick like I did, but he knew right away to mention him and mention how good of a signing that was. This guy is good, man, and for us to sign him and lock him up, I think that is our best offseason move so far, is making sure we have our offensive line intact and extreme depth with Ty Nsekhe. You know, we give our offensive line shit sometimes. We give Sean Laval shit. We give Spencer Long some shit sometimes, even though he's moving over to center and doing decent. You know, we give our offensive line shit sometimes, but we can't take it for granted, dude. We cannot take for granted how well our offensive line has been holding up these past couple years. Just like I said, man, in my era of Redskins football, we have always been trashing our offensive line because we've had trash offensive lines. Now that we are actually having decent play at the offensive line, we cannot take it for granted, dude. Ty Nsekhe, amazing pick. I keep calling it picks, but re-signing, I mean. So, down, you don't have to do it right now, but when the video is over, go down into the comments. Let me know what your favorite offseason move was, and what your least favorite offseason move was. Whatever you think the player that'll be the most impactful, or the best deal we got, or you know you hate Pierre Garçon left. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. So let's move on to the draft, you guys. Now, here's a disclaimer, man. I am not a huge college football fan. Not because I dislike college football, but I just don't find the time to watch it, okay? I'm not going to sit here and when I'm talking about all this draft stuff, I'm not going to sit here and tell you I know the ins and outs of all these players. These are players that I did some research on because it's draft time, okay? You know, I'll sit around and I watch high-profile football, college football games. I watch some of the Maryland Terp games, but if I'm watching TV and I see, oh shit, these two high-ranked college football teams are gonna play this Saturday, hell yeah, I'll watch it. I watch, but the thing is, I'm just telling you, I'm not a huge college football fan. I only know, you know, the best teams. I only know the best players. I only watch the best of college football. I'm not a hardcore fan. So some of this draft stuff should shock you. Some of the shit that is about to come out of my mouth talking about the draft should shock you. And it's just because this year is a little bit different for us, okay? It's a little bit different. And there's a lot of other factors that come into this. But in the first round of the draft, I have the Redskins taking a running back. Yes, that should shock the living hell out of you. Now, there's a reason for this. There is a reason for this. And it depends. It depends. It could go completely a different way. But for me, I think the Redskins should and will take a running back in the first round, and that's only if, that is only if the Redskins believe we are going to sign Kirk Cousins to a long-term deal. If the Redskins say, hey, I think we have until like what, July or something to strike a long-term deal with Kirk Cousins. If the Redskins organization says, hey, we might be off right now, but we fully believe we are not letting Kirk Cousins go, we will re-sign Kirk Cousins to a long-term deal. Even if we give him a godly, stupid amount of money, we're going to re-sign him, which I believe the Redskins will. I know there's a lot of people out there who think, you know, a majority of the people think Kirk Cousins is gone and we're not going to get a long-term deal with him. I actually feel the opposite, man. I feel we don't have any other choice, and the Redskins know that. And I know I'm going off topic here, but let me go down this road right here, okay? So I know this has been a lot of speculation on the offseason for our general manager, Scott McClellan, and his departure. Now, let me bring something up, man. Kirk Cousins, all you have to do is go back and play the How You Like Me Now. How do you like me now? Watch that video again. Go back and watch the goddamn video. That is personal. That was personal. He was saying that to Scott McClellan. Why? Because I don't think Scott McClellan thought shit of Kirk Cousins. Scott McClellan did not give a shit and think anything highly of Kirk Cousins. And I just have to be honest. I feel as if Dan Snyder and Bruce Allen, I feel like they probably get along with Kirk Cousins. Why? Because Kirk Cousins is a nice guy. He's a nice church-going guy. And I just feel like Kirk Cousins is a good soldier. He may like kiss up to those guys. And I think Bruce Allen and Dan Snyder, I think they like Kirk Cousins. I think they do. And I think Scott McClellan didn't like Kirk Cousins. I know I've even seen the articles coming out and saying, Scott McCloughan wanted to re-sign Kirk Cousins, and that's why he's gone. Nobody knows what happened, and we probably never will. But go back and watch the How Do You Like Me Now? That was personal, man. Kirk Cousins knew that Scott McCloughan didn't think shit of him, okay? And if you go back and look at Scott McCloughan's his resume, what is Scott McCloughan good at? Building defenses. He built the one in San Francisco, and then he went right up to the 49ers, the Seahawks, and built the Seahawks defense, and they won a Super Bowl there, right? But what happened when they won the Super Bowl there? I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure Scott McCloughan, he drafted Russell Wilson. So Scott McCloughan's he's never done this before. He's never had to deal with the quarterback who's going to get paid hella money, and that's not his philosophy. He wants to build a defense and go on from there and win by building a defense. He's never been in this situation. So honestly, I think that's why Scott McCloughan is gone, man. I think he didn't want to give Kirk Cousins money, and I think he threw a big fit about it. Does it have something to do with drinking? I don't know. Probably. Who knows, man? We don't know. But I think if you look at it, all you have to do, look at the How Do You Like Me Now? That's personal, dude. And it's probably because Scott McCloughan was personal with Kirk Cousins and said, I don't believe in you, man. I'm not going to give you shit. I think we can replace you. And I think the other higher-ups in the Redskins, I think they know that we cannot replace him. I think they know that we have to pay him his money. And I personally think it's going to come down to the very end. It's going to come down to the deadline. Like I said, I could be wrong. I think the deadline's in like July or something. I think it's going to come down to the very last second, and the Redskins are going to dish out that money to Kirk Cousins, and we're going to sign Kirk Cousins to a long-term deal. I know that's not what everyone else thinks, but I personally think that's what's going to happen. But obviously, how these negotiations work, it's going to come down to the last second, but we're going to dish out that money and retain Kirk Cousins. That is why, with the first draft pick for the Redskins this year, we're taking a running back, because we need to surround that's going to have to be the mentality. Now that we're going to pay Kirk Cousins all this goddamn money, we need to surround him with some real talent, because the last thing we can do is sign Kirk Cousins and have him play poorly because he doesn't have any talent around him. I think Kirk Cousins is going to get better over time, but right now he's not Peyton Manning. He needs some help. All right, so that's why we're going to go running back in the first round. Now, there's also a caveat to that. I don't give a shit what happens. I don't care if the Redskins plan on signing Kirk Cousins to a long-term deal and they already have that in their head. If Reuben Foster is around at 17, I think Reuben Foster is probably the best goddamn player in the entire draft. We better take Reuben Foster at 17. If he is there, I don't care what else. I don't care any other X factor. Reuben Foster is there at 17. We're taking that man, and I will sleep with a smile on my face all goddamn night, taking Reuben Foster at 17. Now, I actually don't think he's going to be there at 17. So, who will be there at 17? Maybe Dalvin Cook, maybe Christian McCaffrey. If either of those two are there, obviously, I'd rather have Cook over McCaffrey at 17, but if either of those two are there at 17, we take one of those two, knowing that we're going to sign Kirk Cousins to a long-term deal down the road. Dalvin Cook, I don't need to say too much about him. You guys probably know a lot about him. You turn on the highlights, and it's just touchdown run after touchdown run, and, oh man, just think about this for a second. Think about this for a second. Having Dalvin Cook and having our running back now, damn it, you guys know who I'm talking about. I'm having a brain fart here. You guys know our running back. Having Dalvin Cook and our running back now, that is such a dynamic duo. That straight up reminds me of Atlanta. Go down there and look at Devonta Freeman and Tevin Coleman. doesn't that just strike you, having Dalvin Cook and goddamn it, you guys know our running back. I'm drawing a blank. But you know, having those two guys, Dalvin Cook and our guy, holy shit, dude. That reminds me of a dynamic duo like Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman down there in Atlanta. That is some scary shit. That is some scary shit, man. I like that. If we could go to Christian McCaffrey, dude. Hey, Christian McCaffrey, he might have some durability concerns. He might not be #1 talent, some people say. But man, think about having Christian McCaffrey come out of the backfield, catching shit. We could line up and have you know, Jordan Reed go out wide, and then hey, guess what? We send Christian McCaffrey out wide too. Damn, dude. Defenses aren't gonna know what the hell to do, quite frankly. So, man, I like both of those picks, dude. Either Dalvin Cook or Christian McCaffrey. If it's any of the other running backs at the 17th spot, I don't want to take them. I think these are the only two guys who are worth a first-round pick. So let's move on. Another guy that I'm really high on from watching the film and everything, if Reuben Foster is not there, I like Jared Davis, the Florida Gators inside linebacker. Man, look at it this way. If we have a huge question mark at safety, like we always do, and our defensive line is not looking very much improved, what is the best way to fix that? Get a stud inside linebacker. We need someone in the... If you can't fix the safety and you can't fix the defensive line, get a stud in the middle to help counteract both of that. And I think either Reuben Foster and and Jared Davis are both good picks. And after that, Hassan Reddick. A lot of people, I know Louis T's high on that guy. I know a lot of people are really high on Hassan Reddick, linebacker. So these are my first-round picks: Dalvin Cook, Christian McCaffrey, Reuben Foster, Jared Davis, Hassan Reddick. If we get any of those guys in the first round, I'll be happy, man. You won't hear any complaints from me. I like those guys. Sure, there might be other guys out there, but those, for me personally, I like those guys. Now, let's go to the second round, and I'm about to say some other shit that should shock you for the draft. Something I don't like doing normally, but like I said, this year is a little bit different. This year's a little bit different. Let's say we go and in the first round we go and we get let's just play this out real. Let's say Dalvin Cook's gone and we go and we take Jared Davis, inside linebacker, in the first round. All right. Let's say we get Christian McCaffrey in the first round or something like that. Let's come back in the second round. And yes, I understand this. This is something that you will never probably ever hear come out of my mouth. But let's trade up in the second round and get Budda Baker. Yes, I understand. Some people might not think Budda Baker is worth trading up for. But I think Budda Baker is going to go really fast in this draft. He might even go at the very end of the first round. And I like Budda Baker, man. We need him. We need... If the way that we have our safety spot set up right now, we have a bunch of question marks at safety. And I would feel much better if we have 10 picks in the draft. I think we can sacrifice a couple more picks and move up in the second round and secure Budda Baker, and we can sleep better at night knowing that we have real competition with real talent at the safety position, not just a bunch of question marks like we have now, man. I think Budda Baker is a good player. I know everyone's not high on him. Obviously, there's the whole he wants to be a Redskin thing. Hey, man, how many, I can't knock him. What happened last time when there was a safety that openly wanted to be a Redskin and we just unfortunately didn't get him? Yeah, that's Landon Collins, who didn't play well in his rookie campaign, but he is a beast now. I just can't skip on Budda Baker, man. I'm willing to trade a couple picks and move up in the second round and secure Budda Baker. I understand that's going to shock some of you guys. It should shock some of you guys to spend picks and move up in the draft. But like I said, this year is a little bit different than normal. We got a lot of shit going on, man. We got a lot of shit going on, and I think Budda Baker could be a really good player for us, man. And we need talent at the safety position. And then I'm just going to finish this off by listing some other guys that I like in the second round if we can snag them. Already, Budda Baker. I like Takk McKinley, defensive end. I like TJ Watt, outside linebacker. If Joe Mixon is around in the second round for us to pick, and we didn't pick up a running back in the first round, hell yeah, I'm down to go get Joe Mixon. I understand of all the stuff he did when he was 18, whatever. And also Ryan Anderson, linebacker from Alabama. So yet again, Budda Baker, Takk McKinley, TJ Watt. I think TJ Watt is a beast, dude. I think TJ Watt, he might not be a complete package, but I think if you watch him and you watch his mentality, man, having him out on that field, he's a born leader. You know, we need somebody like that. We need someone who's tenacious like that. Joe Mixon, obviously you guys know him. Ryan Anderson, linebacker out of Alabama. So those are my picks in the draft. Let me know what you guys think. Obviously, I'm throwing around names that everyone probably already knows now. You know, I'm not an NFL or I'm not a college football analyst or whatever. I apologize the video was so long, but it's been a while since we made a video. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. What is your favorite offseason move? What is your least favorite offseason move? Who do you want to draft in the first round? Who do you want to draft in the second round? What do you think about my picks for the first and second round? You know, I just want Reuben Foster, man. I just want Reuben Foster, dude. If we got Reuben Foster, it would fix so many problems, dude. Just in my opinion. Who knows? I mean, who knows? He could come in and do nothing. We don't know. But just evaluating talent and looking at Reuben Foster, I think he is, you know, some people have him going. Some people have him falling down to our picks. Some people have him falling down to 17. I think Reuben Foster ain't making it out the top 5, dude. I think he's that good, but we'll see. So, as always, hail to the Redskins, guys. See you in the next one. Peace out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm waiting to hear from you guys. It's been a while, but hey, drafts are right around the corner, man. It's some exciting times, even though I personally feel as if the offseason didn't go very well. I'm still, you know, the draft, we have 10 picks in the draft. That's a lot of fixes that we can find out there, man. Even though we lost some players, there's a lot of fixes out there. So let me know what you guys think. See you in the next one. Hail to the Redskins. Peace.